Hey guys, I don't know if you saw the storm that happened earlier this week, but it was crazy. My neighbor was, he left his trampoline out, and we got up in the morning and it had blown up 30 feet up into his tree. It was just a crazy storm, power out, school was off. There's all kinds of stuff that happened from that storm. And I can remember storms in my life pretty vividly. I can remember one, we went hiking when I was with my youth leader, and we decided to go hiking, and I was in charge of bringing the tent. And the tent that I brought was an 8-man tent. It was really heavy. And so me and my out of focus thinking, I thought, you know, I'm gonna leave the rain fly at home and just, it'll be lighter, you know? So we head off and we go on this camping trip. It's in the summer. It's not gonna rain, right? And we get up and we set up the tent, and later that night, the rain started coming. And so we had to sleep all night through this storm, and the rain's just coming right through the tent. It was awful. And the whole time I felt so awful because I had chose to leave that rain fly at home because I just felt like, you know, I didn't need it. I was so out of focus and so focused on what I was going to do that I forgot about thinking about what could happen. And I think right now in life, things are feeling that way. We're out of focus. There's so many things that have gone wrong. Things haven't worked the way that we've wanted them to. And I started talking last week about this idea of leaving kind of the old thoughts and refocusing on the new. And I want to really do that today as we look at a scripture in the Bible that talks about a guy named Peter who got out of focus with Jesus and he sunk. You've probably heard the story about Peter walking on water. Jesus, just so you know what the story's about, Jesus has told the disciples to go on ahead of him, cross the lake in front of him in this boat, and then he comes walking up in the middle of this storm and walks up on the water, and Peter says, hey, I want to walk out to you. So he walks out to him. Jesus says, come on out, and he walks out to him, and the second that he looks around and realizes he's in the midst of this storm, Peter sinks like a rock. And that idea of losing focus is so important. Listen to what it says in Matthew 14:30. It says, Peter got down out of the boat, walked on the water, and came toward Jesus. But when he saw the wind, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, cried out, Lord, save me. So you see, when you lose your focus like Peter did, there's only one thing to do, is to cry out to God and focus on those new things. And while we're struggling with some of the circumstances aren't working out the way we want them to be, I would say, and I would encourage you to cry out to God and refocus on Him. So I guarantee what happened to Peter will happen to you. Jesus reached down and pulled him back up and put him back in the boat. And that's what Jesus will do for you. So I want to encourage you today as we talk and think these next 3 weeks about new focus, is to focus your eyes on God, no matter what the circumstances, no matter what's going on in life, because I guarantee when you cry out to God, when things get hard, He'll reach out and grab you. All right, you guys, thanks. We'll see you next week.